Okay, we are back. We are back. We are going to work on some. We're going to work on some notes I have and some. Yes, we will. You know what? Take some notes on Next.js, and then we will do something with it. Client side rendering. This is server side rendering. Okay. Next.js is a framework that can server-side render HTML and send it back to the client. This lesson is designed to give you a technical breakdown of what is happening when you use server-side rendering on a page with Next.js. Okay. Client-side rendering. Client-side rendering. Let's talk about what happens when you use client-side rendering on your application. When you create React app using only React or the CLI command, create React app, you are building an application that has basic HTML file that codes one or more JavaScript file. Let's talk about what happens when you use when you create React app using only you are building an application that has a basic HTML file that codes one or more JavaScript. The JavaScript creates and loads all your HTML to the site, projecting it to the document. This all happens on the client side. Okay, okay. When you create your application with create React app, all the operations are done on the client side. All the operation in the JavaScript HTML are done on the client side. Client does the processing. And it is important to note that the client CPU does all the processing. The client CPU does all the processing. And CPU is the computer of the user. Computer slash mobile slash. Okay. Typically, it will not be too intense and most computers should be able to handle it. The site should load pretty fast. In some cases, like on old or cheap computers with slow processor, you would see that having the client handle the processing is not ideal. Okay. In some cases, is not ideal. Okay. So, in some cases, for example, on my computer, in some cases, for example, a node or chip computer, you might see that the fact that the client does the processing It's doing this processing. Item. Okay. Client makes request for API data. Okay, let me figure this out. Client makes request for API. Okay. When your site is being dynamically created by JavaScript, it can also be getting data from databases asynchronously through an API. Usually, your site will load the dynamic HTML and you will see it populate with information from the database. It takes longer for client to make a request and get a response from an API than a server. When your client makes a request to the server, takes longer for it than the server. Okay, speed. Overall client and rendering is fast. There are factors that can affect the speed, such as the speed in which an API will respond to you, how fast. Okay. Okay. Speed. It's overall fast. Speed. How fast you are. Speed and your CPU. A client side during architecture. Yeah. Server side rendering. Okay. Server side rendering. I'll finish this so it's closed. Outcome. The server will access APIs, look through the data, anything else you want. Okay, the server will access APIs, look through the data, and anything else you want it to do. One benefit you get with this is the servers are extremely fast. It can do this work much faster than the client computer. They also have a better connection to the internet, which helps the speed in which APIs can reply much faster. Okay. The servers will access APIs, look through the data, and anything else you want them to do. Benefits of the server are they are extremely fast. They can it can do this work much faster. They can do the work much faster than a client's computer. They have a better connection to the internet because they have a better connection to the internet. They are quick, fast, and sharp. If you can get an entire document back from the server, but then need your app to make an additional call to the page with the, you can do this with Next.js. You're not forced to render anything. Okay, can be done. This is really important as well. What if you get an entire document back from the servers, but then need your app to make an additional call to an API to get it there? Okay, you are not forced to render everything on the server. You will still be able to make asynchronous requests to APIs and update the document. Okay. You can couple server side rendering and client side rendering. Okay. Okay. Server can process JavaScript and create documents faster. Server can process JavaScript and create documents faster. In the first that you will see the browser waiting for a response from the server a little longer, I would say, since other reasons. So the main difference is you will see the browser waiting for a response from the server. All the work is done. Okay. Once the response comes, the site loads and something happens. Once the response comes, the site loads instantly. This still takes less time than the other. Speed your initial response when user. This still takes exactly then the initial when user. Okay. Architecture. I will put the architecture of server side. Okay. Let me figure something out though. Let me just say something though. Yes. will work. It's that simple. We will work as our S of the king. Architecture of server side. The architecture of server side is that. So architecture of server side. So in server side, basically, if you do server side rendering, you basically still can do client server rendering. But the opposite is not true. Okay. I will ask ChatGPT. When you do server side, I will ask ChatGPT here. I'll put that there here. I don't know if you see it. So when you do server side rendering, okay. When you do server side rendering, you can still okay. When you do server side rendering, okay. Let me figure this out. Okay. Okay. So when you do server side rendering, you can still do client side rendering, but the opposite is not true. Correct. Server-side rendering refers to the process of rendering a web page on the server and sending the fully rendered page to the client. The client browser can then display the page without having to wait for additional JavaScript to load and execute. This results in the faster initial load time for the user. Client server rendering refers to the process of rendering a web page directly in the client browser using JavaScript. This allows for more dynamic and interactive experience. You can do client-side rendering after server-side rendering, but doing server-side rendering after client-side rendering would not be so effective since the initial load time would be slower. Initial load time would be slower. I don't know how to really process this information, but guess what? I will paste it. Okay, so boom. I will share. I will share this part. Okay. So it's really working. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the search engine. Let's talk about search engine optimization. SEO. SEO, you've heard the term over and over again. SEO is crucial. Okay. SEO is crucial to your online success. Because of this, there is no way around it. You have to engage in SEO if you want traffic to your application. SEO Next.js is built with SEO in mind. There are two main categories of SEO: on-page SEO. Two main categories of SEO. There are two main categories of SEO. On-page SEO, off-page SEO. On-page SEO. Okay, what it is: making your site or application search engine friendly. Next.js can help you with this type of SEO. Includes creating backlinks to your site or creating a social media presence. Next.js cannot help you with this. Why server-side rendering is good for SEO? Why server-side rendering is good for SEO? In the last lesson, I showed you how server-side rendering and client-side rendering flow. This flow of information from the client to and from the server has huge impact on the way Google and when your site chooses server-side rendering, you can return all the information to the browser in its entirety. This is important. Okay. When your site uses server-side rendering, you can return all of the information to the browser. It's entirety. This is important because the search engine of the page at that moment is not there, and your client is still trying to process JS will be loading onto the page after calls take place. If the information is not there, it's still trying to process JS as well as get data from the 1 second of client can consume on page. Okay, interesting. Okay, when your application will get crawled with Next.js. Your application um, application gets crawled with Next.js. Your application will get crawled and indexed as soon as the client receives an HTML document from the server. Okay, your application. Let me figure your application. Okay, your application will get crawled. Will get crawled and indexed as soon as the client receives an HTML document from the server. In Next.js, you can have all the information parallelly with solutions and robots. See a lot of information. Okay, let's go. When your application will get crawled with only React. Okay, with Next.js, you can have all the. Okay. Your application will get crawled with only React. Okay. Get crawled and indexed as soon as the client received an HTML document from the server. With React, it only sees a basic HTML document and no short moment later. The client is able to generate all the information. Okay. So the crawling so the crawling so page performance improves SEO. So basically page performance improves SEO. Page performance can have an impact on SEO. Search engine like Google take page load time to get ready. Channel having a fast improving the images. However, it is important to know that page performance is one of many factors that search engines consider when determining search rankings. The relevance and quality of your content, as well as the overall user experience, are also important. So improving page performance is important for SEO, but it is not the only factor to consider. Um, page performance. So basically, page performance improve SEO. Okay. So basically, page performance improve SEO. There are a lot of things that Next.js has built into the framework that could help us through SEO. Okay, let's get it started. Okay. There it is. I'll show you the app we're going to build. The features application. Through the process of building it, you will learn Node.js by adding features to the application. Bootstrap and build. Okay. 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 What I will do is trying to find more resources on that. So now that we have seen the benefits of client-side rendering versus server-side rendering, I think we might try to really understand how we do client-side versus server-side rendering in Next.js. So what I will do is like okay, and I will create a new document. I will see if I we have something like that. No, I will take a book named Real World Next.js because now I'm convinced. I'm convinced by that. I'm convinced by the power of server-side rendering, and maybe I will make some. I will make some streams on to do SEO because like when you really read about all this, you can tell that there is so much value you can bring to people with SEO. Just look at my screen. You will see. You will see. Just look at this. Okay. So we will work on this book that is named Real World Next.js. We will try to extract the value. We'll try to extract the value that is. Um, we'll try to extract the value that is to know which are the ways to server side vs client side render. So let's go. I will just share my notes as it's not as it's not my book. I'm like I will take care of to respect the people who have written this book. Okay, so let's go. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. A brief introduction. Next.js. Okay. Next.js is an open source JavaScript web framework for React that ships with a rich set of features out of the box, such as server-side rendering, static site generation, and incremental site regeneration. There are just some of the many built-in components and plugins that make Next.js a framework ready for both enterprise level application and small website. This book aims. Oh, also I will take a look at this. Mm, okay, okay. This book aims to show you the full potential of this framework while building real-world application and use cases such as e-commerce, website, and blogging platforms. Okay, this book aims at to show you the full potential of the framework, such as while building real-world application and use cases such as e-commerce, website, and blogging platform. You learn the basics of Next.js, how to choose between different rendering strategies and deployment methods in different types of approach. Tips and making your own stuff. Okay. Introducing Next.js. Web development has changed a lot over the last few years. Before the advent of modern JavaScript frameworks, creating dynamic web applications was complex and it required many different libraries and configuration to make them work as expected. Oh, I want to check something called I want to check a YouTuber next.js. Next.js. Okay, okay. Next.js code them. Okay, I might try the platform code them. I might try this platform because I think it can shortcut a lot of things for me. I think I can go so much faster with this. You have so much question, bro. You have too much question. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember his name. Sonny? Was it Sonny? Yes. No. Liver program. So he has no. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. Interesting. He has a good side though. He has a really good side. Okay. I might try it. To be honest, I might try it. Uh, But can we have a look to the learning pad though? Okay. He's there. Version control caching. Oh, it's free. It's perfect. Okay. I think he might have the one of the best, like just based on solely on how the course is structured, he might have one of the best course on Next.js because like it's like straight. It looks like the best. It might be one of the best free course on Next.js because it looks straight to the point. It looks easy to understand. It looks also like advanced, kind of advanced. So I think we'll just do what we just use this resource to figure out Next.js. Mhm. I just want to figure out Next.js a little more to understand what's how we do the different kind of rendering. I'm not trying to do some crazy stuff with it for now. Okay. Oh, but then I would have paid for this, I think. Show the
framework. So if you're watching this course on CodeDam, you are going to be updated with the latest Next.js frameworks as they roll out. Currently, it's 9.5. And yeah, if you're watching this on codedam.com, and if there's any significant change, the contents would be added again to the framework. If not, to the learning path. If not, then please go ahead and sign up on codedam.com for watching the same content. All right, with that being said, we're going to be exploring a lot, just like I said, in this whole web series, but starting off with some prerequisites, some requirements I would say you must have for this next year's course. Obviously, the first thing is that, if you are a React developer, please only then follow along with the course. This course is not for people who are extremely new to React or who are extremely new to HTML or CSS. And you probably know this if you have been following the Next.js roadmap on CodeDam, which you can see right here with us. So on the Next.js roadmap, we actually start with the basic HTML and CSS skills. Then we build some JavaScript skills, then React fundamentals, and then we come to Next.js. So this is very important. You must have basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React fundamentals with you before you start working with Next.js, because for the most part, Next.js is going to contain a lot of React code, a lot of best practices of React code, a lot of React. So this is one thing I want to just put out there. If you do not have access to, if you do not have knowledge for the HTML, CSS, and React, you can always go to the Next.js Mastery Learning Path. You can find all the links and get started with those topics first. So, yep, that would be all for the learning path, at least. And for this whole course, we're going to be building, just like I said, a lot of things along the way. So I'm pretty excited to start this course. I hope that you are excited as well. So let's get into it, and we're going to be learning a lot of things in this whole web series.
okay. The guy is like, I learned Next.js now. I'm good with it. Check it out.
Everyone, welcome back. And in this video, let's just go ahead and go over what Next.js really is and why it is needed. So Next.js is a wrapper, to speak as of, in the simplest terms. I would say Next.js is a wrapper around React framework, which enables your React code to pre-render, which enables your React code to run on the server. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, when you're working with a React website, which is just the client-side JavaScript code, what happens, the process is that firstly, your client will see when you're working with that code to run on the server. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, when you're working with a React website, I would say Next.js is a wrapper around React framework, which enables your React code to pre-render, which enables your React code to run on the server. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, when you're working with a React website, which is just the client-side JavaScript code, what happens, the process is that firstly, your client will download the code from the server, then that JavaScript code would be executed by the browser, and then you're gonna see the actual output on the screen, the actual HTML elements and divs and all that. But if you take a look at sites which are built with Next.js, what you're gonna see is that if you go to view source, you could pretty much see all the content within the HTML document itself, right? For example, I can just search this text pre-rendering right here, and this is the H3 tag, which we are seeing right now, right? This is statically generated and server-side rendered React applications, and this is what we are seeing. So you see that in this case, in the case of Next.js, the server is actually sending you the HTML itself. But in case of React applications, the server sends you JavaScript bundles, which is then executed by the browsers, and then the output is displayed to the user. Now, this is one of the many benefits Next.js brings in, but this is the most important one, right? Everything else, zero configuration, fully extensible, static exporting, let's just leave that because that is also sort of pre-rendering only. CSS and JS ready for production. All these are actually possible with just React as well. But with Next.js, with these two features, basically the pre-rendering one, because this is just a side effect of that. But because of pre-rendering, it opens a lot of doors for performance, for SEO, for caching, stuff like that. And it is awesome. The only thing which Next.js truly does, which makes all the difference, is this thing. That is server-side rendering of React code on the server, so that your server actually sends HTML instead of JavaScript bundles on your screen. So this is what Next.js is about in a nutshell. And yeah, that's why I wanted you to have a basic understanding of React, because in Next, we'll be following certain practices set by the framework. We'll be following certain patterns, certain design patterns. But for the most part, because we are writing React code itself, the underlying principles remain same. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you understood the difference between Next and React and why it is needed. We'll come to performance benefits, SEO, stuff like that later on in the series, because that's technically not related to the coding part directly. It's more about the user experience and the marketing side of the things, but that is very important as well. So anyway, that's all for this video. If you liked it, let's just move on to the next one really quick. So what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video in which we'll be starting off by setting our Next.js project. So first things first, what we're going to do is go on your systems and make sure that you have Node and NPM installed.
Okay. Make sure. NPM install. Okay. Just want to figure out one thing, because actually I might be really interested by one of your course. I might be really interested by internet. Okay. I might be really interested by this course, by this when it's out. So let me figure this out though. You know what? I will just take notes. I will not code. Because if I code, I will take more time. Okay, boom, boom.
And I'm assuming that you are a React developer, you have some sort of experience with React, so you should have that by default. Once you do have that, just go ahead and write npx create next app, and just go ahead and write the name of your project. In our case, it would be hello next. You could have any name here you want. And the next thing is I'm going to pass in a flag called --use npm. Now, the reason I'm passing this flag is because I have both yarn up and ready, and so you get all those benefits inside the. If we take a look at files which are suppressing a lot of errors which might just slip in. So you get all those benefits of static type checking and auto completion and jumping in code here and there and refactoring and all that stuff. So it's a pretty decent deal. So once we have done that, once the project is initialized, let's just go ahead inside the folder, hello next, and let's see what's going on here. So if we take a look inside the files section, okay, I think we did not really open that correctly. If we take a look inside the files section, all right, so you can see right here that we have some JS files and not a lot of activity going on, right? We have some regular package.json files and everything, and I'm gonna get to the whole directory structure later on in the next video. But for now, just stick along with me and let's just go ahead and convert these into TypeScript. So it's as easy as doing this with Next.js, right? Just make sure your extension is .tsx for the files which actually use JSX. And you could go ahead and keep it .ts for the files which are, just pure TypeScript or just pure JavaScript, right? Once you do this, it should be enough. Now, if you're coming from a TypeScript background, you're going to immediately notice that we do not have a tsconfig.json here. But the thing is that Next.js can automatically take care of that. How awesome is that? So I'm just going to go ahead and create a TS, right? But for now, just stick along with me and let's just go ahead and convert. Project is initialized. Let's just go ahead inside the folder, hello next, and let's see what's going on here. So if we take a look inside the files section, okay, I think we did not really open that correctly. If we take a look inside the files section, all right, so you can see right here that we have some JS files and not a lot of activity going on, right? We have some regular package.json files and everything, and I'm going to get to the whole directory structure later on in the next video. But for now, just stick along with me and let's just go ahead and convert these into TypeScript. So it's as easy as doing this with Next.js, right? Just make sure your extension
And okay, that file into TS6 file.
Is .tsx for the files which actually use JSX, and you could go ahead and keep it .ts for the files which are, just pure TypeScript or just pure JavaScript, right? Once you do this, it should be enough. Now, if you're coming from a TypeScript background, you're going to immediately notice that we do not have a tsconfig.json here. But the thing is that Next.js can automatically take care of that. How awesome is that? So I'm just going to go ahead and create a file called tsconfig.json. I'm going to keep it empty. This would be handled by Next.js. We don't have to really mess around with, initially at least. And what I'm going to do is we can see that we just have 3 dependencies at the moment: Next, React, and React on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a couple of more, which would enable us the type support and all the nice features of TypeScript. So I'm going to install TypeScript right here. I'm going to install the node types, which is going to enable us to write server-side code. And I'm going to install the React types, which is going to give us autocomplete on the client-side code for React. And I'm going to save this as save def, because these are dependencies which we don't really want on production, because on the production code of TypeScript. So I'm going to install React on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a couple of more, next at least. And what I'm going to do is we can see that we just have 3 dependencies at the moment: Next, React, and React on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a couple of more, which would enable us the type support and all.
Okay. For example, you know what? I think I will end this live. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.